Okay, let's start this all over again. Welcome to the market close. I pulled a high rye once again, starting off without sound. Here we go. We got sound now. This is fantastic. Thank you, Vineet. I think you were the first to let me know in the chat that we had no sound. So we started the day off with a free membership. Dropped one in the chat for you guys, and Harold won. Harold, I do not recognize you. You are you're brand new to me. So this is fantastic. Well, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's fantastic. I know I've got lurkers that I probably, some of them I never see. Every so often I get to see one or two of them, but I appreciate you guys nonetheless. Whew. Well, we, of course, from behind, you can see we have a red day on the TSX. The S&P 500 and the NASDAQ have both gotten back into the green. I don't know if the TSX has a chance of doing that before market close, before the bell. And I'm going to get this bell a little closer because I'm going to get it on time today. I'm convinced of this. I'm absolutely convinced. We had an interesting day. Obviously, last night we had the Tesla earnings call, and yeah, it's one of these unusual earnings calls. I mean, they missed on a lot of stuff. You know, it wasn't a great earnings call, to be honest, but there was enough in there to get people excited. And so Tesla had a little bit of a run in the off hours, and it looked pretty good in the morning. Those of you who like that YTSL, same thing. Actually, YTSL jumped a tiny bit more than Tesla did. So I made some profits on it. I was suspecting that Tesla's in that position where it's hard for them to go down any lower. And I thought all we needed was a couple of good things in that earnings call to push things up. So I did buy a little bit into YTSL last night. I mean, I didn't make a lot. I made like about $150. I didn't go in deep because sometimes I've been burned on, well, I haven't been burned, but I know a lot of people have been burned on Tesla. But this time I was like, after the fact, I was like, why did I not just go a little bit deeper? Why not? But I didn't. Oh, well. Let's take a look at the market. Boom. All right. Here we are. Here's today's market. As I said, we got the TSX down by 0.68% in the red. The S&P 500, well, heck, it's not up very much. It's 0.06%. I mean, I think there's more hills in the prairies than with this track up on the S&P 500. NASDAQ up a little better, 0.33%. Gold is down. Silver is down. West Texas Intermediate down. Bitcoin down. So yeah, interesting day. The market is not liking it. The market is not having a good day overall. And even with that S&P, well, I don't know. Let's take a quick look here at the heat map. We can see a lot of red. Holy cow, look at this. Both CNRs, both CN and CP down. CP a little bit more. You probably heard that CP had they had a little bit of a mishap in London, Ontario yesterday with a train on fire. Luckily, it only did about $25,000 in damage and nobody got hurt. That's the best part. But wow. So I don't know if that has anything to do with why they're down as much as they are. The banks, most of them are down. Yeah, Shopify's down. Dollarama, though's doing good. Look at this, up 1.96%. So we got a couple of good stocks, but for the most part, it's a dog's breakfast out there. It's absolutely a dog's breakfast. Let's look at the U.S. Look at this. Nvidia's down 3.37%. Amazon's down. Meta and Microsoft and Google, they're up a little bit. But look at this. Well, I'm going to pull this up. Here it is. Tesla's up 12.08%. And you can see right down here. Here's the earnings call bump right in there. So that's that little wave. So nice going, Tesla. Nice going. I don't normally get to congratulate Tesla on this stream. So I'll give it to them whenever I can. And cryptocurrency, yep, it's pretty darn red. Bitcoin's down just over 3%. Ethereum's down. Solana's down. Cardano's down. Shiba Inu is down. It's Yeah, it's not a good day. Here's somebody who's up. What is it? Is that the near protocol? That is near protocol is up. There we go. If you're into the near protocol, congratulations. Otherwise, oh well, you're down. Nothing we can do. All right, chat is blowing up. I have got to get to you guys because you guys absolutely rock. All right, we'll pull me back up full size. I do want to point out as well. I know every so often I give you guys a chance to earn an extra market close. You guys can have an extra market close tomorrow if we get 3 supers through. There's no time limit. Sometime today on the show. There's no, you like it could be 3 $1 supers. That would be good enough. So if you want that extra show tomorrow, do the supers, and that actually goes into the 0 to 100K challenge. So there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Now let's get back in here and take a look at the chat. We got Vic. Vic is saying, please review structured protection ETFs like CPSM with 100% downside protection, 0.69 MER, but upside limited to 6.95%. Yes, these are coming out May 1st. It's an interesting version of an ETF. Like they give you all this downside protection, but there are rules with these as well. For example, you have to buy them on May 1st. You can't, you can, I assume you can, I don't know if you can buy after May 1st, but I know if you have to buy them on May 1st and you have to hold them for the length of the structure, which is usually about a year. So these are going to be very interesting. I will probably do a video on them because, they're all brand new and people are like, what the heck's going on with these? So yes, absolutely. It's something I want to do a video on. Yeah, absolutely. May 1st, and then with more to launch. So if you can only buy them on the first day, that makes sense. Vic, I think you've looked into these more than I have. Let me know. Can you still get in on them after the first day, but you just don't get the upside protection? Is that what I understand to be correct? Good Vibes is in the house with a hi all. Hello. All right. Vineet is in. Congratulations, Harold. Yeah, no sound, no down. Yeah, an ode to Rye. Those of you who remember Hi Rye, he used to do market closes as well. And I think one day, probably the best is he was talking like straight on for almost 20 minutes, not realizing that there was no sound. And the funny thing is nobody left. And then he finally found out. That was funny. I've never gone that long. I think the longest I've done is maybe a few minutes because I try to pay attention to the chat as I'm going, because if there's any technical difficulties, I'm going to see it in the chat. All right. Sammer's in the house. You're welcome, Candace. Thank you, Vineet. I'm not sure what I'm so far behind. Stan says, hello, all. And Vic says, I don't get TSLA. Did not predict it to have shot up. Yeah, part of it was they were talking about some of the new cars that they're planning. That's what got people excited. The fact that they're making moves to sort of move forward. So that's one of the reasons that people got really, really, really pro Tesla overnight. Vic says, like Pavlov's dogs, we all hit the like button. Most of us did. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. Whenever I'm watching a video, especially if it's somebody who I regularly watch, I always hit the like button right away. But every so often, in the middle of the video, they might say, hey, did you remember to boop the like button or whatever it is? And then I'll always look. And every so often, it's like, I missed it. How did I miss it? Because it's almost like, yeah, Pavlov's dogs. You go in, you hit the like, you start. Anyway, if you guys haven't hit the like, hit the like. Let's get some more people in here. Let's just jam up the house. Jordan's in the house saying, hello there, Candace. Hope you and chat family are well. Good to see you, Jordan. Good to see you. We've also got Bleak in the house with a present. And Tim's in the house. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. Saying, hello, crew. It's been a while. Hi, Candace. Woohoo. And we've got Change to Spare saying, hello there. And we have Verena in there saying, hi there, Candace. Hello, Verena. Always good to see you. Whew. So the deep dive coming out at the end of this week, by the way, is, you guys probably know, it's the one that dominated the vote, YTSL. So that is coming out. I've already scripted it. I'll be filming it tomorrow, and it's very timely because it was kind of like I started scripting just before the market opened. Then I'm like, okay, I can't do any of my calculations until after the market opens because I need to see that new price, because that will certainly play a part of it. And I will tell you, normally a covered call ETF doesn't do as good as the underlying asset. But this one here, it's interesting. You got to watch the video. I did find something very, very interesting. And you'll get to see that when we do the deep dive. Yeah, it's really interesting. It sort of changed my mind a little bit, at least on this one, at least on this particular one. Now, they also have leverage, and I'm sure that helped as well. If it was straight up covered calls, I don't think I would have discovered what I discovered. So anyway, that's for tomorrow. Whew, I'm gonna have my first drink of coffee of the day. This coffee brought to me by Starbucks. Starbucks, you guys really need to sponsor me. Send your bot back this way. We got a whole helping a group of hospitality there. Everybody loves the Starbucks bot. This is good. This is very, very, very good. All right, 3:57. We're almost there. 3 minutes until the bell. We'll take our final look at the market, see how that's going, and of course, we're going to answer all your guys' questions. We'll just pound it all out this afternoon. It's going to be fun. And here's the thing. The more active you guys are, the longer the stream is. Actually this week on Sunday, we just went past 2 hours. I was just amazed, but you guys were just absolutely kicking it in the chat, and that makes a huge, 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 huge difference. All right, what time is it? We're there. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes until the good old bell pops. All right. Mary's there in the house saying, hello, go Hammond. Oh, yes. Let me take a look here. I'm going to bring this back up. Oh, there we go. Hold on. That's because I'm on the wrong screen. Oh, I need to bring this up for you guys to see it. All right. Let's actually take a look at Hammond here. So Hammond, people had a little bit of a panic attack with Hammond last week. Because as you can see, well, we had ourselves a dump. We had a good old Hammond dump, or a correction. I'm going to call it a correction. But yeah, Hammond has been sort of building things back up, which is fine, and we're in no hurry to get back up to the 156. We're going to get there. But like I say, I would be happy if it sort of moseyed along and let's pull this over. If it sort of moseyed along and took its time getting back up there, give people better entry points, especially those on the DCA crew. Oh, we're just under a minute until that bell. So like I said, I'm not missing it this time. But yeah, Hammond has been doing fantastic. While we're up here, let's go over to, let's actually go to our market close group. So this here is the watch list that you guys have made. Let's go by right now. The biggest on that list is, the other Hammond. So look at this. Woohoo, Hammond. That's a nice jump. They've recovered. Hammond HMM.A, they're back. They're back. Now, they did not suffer the big giant drop that HPS, so that the other Hammond had. But this is looking fantastic. This is going to put them back in contention for the GOAT. Oh gosh. We're like seconds away. Here we go. It is bell time. The bell is ringing. My ears are ringing now, but that's fine. Woohoo. All right. Well, we got it up. Let's look at our final numbers of the day. I need to get back to this here. All right. So the TSX was not able to pull it up. They finished the day in the red, negative 0.63%. Oh, so sad. The S&P 500 barely made a dent, 0.02%. Couldn't have been flatter. You couldn't have been flatter. NASDAQ a little bit, but gold finishes gold still trades after hours. So, gold's in the red, silver's in the red, WTI and Bitcoin all in the red. Holy banana bread. It's not great. Look at this. So much red. It's like, yeah, yeah. I hope your favorite color is red because then this is a great day for you. And once again, Tesla's still looking good. I still love the look of that. Um, I don't know what I can say. In crypto, once again, bang, all in the red. What can we do? If we go to our good old ETF, let's first of all, I'm going to just refresh this because I don't know if it's doing it on its own or not. Here we go. Let's do that now. I'm going to beep-a-doo. This is the one that I always have fun with because it messes up. But here we are. So let's see. What do we got up here? Oh, look at this. So a Beta Pro. That's an inverse gold because gold was down. There were some people making some money on it. Yeah. This here, I don't know how useful because a lot of these are ones we don't use. But look at this. Here's the Yield Max Tesla one. It's up there at 11.64%. So that's not too bad. That's Yield Max. There's Beta Pro. I'm just trying to see. I don't know why. I don't see our purpose one, but I'm sure. Well, I also don't know. Oh, I'm only looking at the US markets. Duh. Let's go to Canada. There we go. When I refreshed the page, it defaulted back to the US. There's purpose silver bullion still doing good. Here it is right here. YTSL. Look at this up here near the top. 13.28% up today. And I'll show you the I should be able to. I'll do it on the other page here. For some reason, it doesn't want to show it, but we got it right here. So here it is. And you can see this gap. That's what they call a gap. Whenever between the open and close, there's like this big giant hole. So, because that's where it closed last night at 12. Actually, I think it was 12:49 officially. It just went from there to bang, and it opened this morning at 14.25. It made it up as high as 14.63. But it's moving a little bit forward. Now, I actually double played this. I bought it down here. Then I sold it at pretty much at open. Then as it retraced, I bought it again. And then before this stream started, I sold it again. So I kind of made a double tap. I double tapped Tesla. So there we go. Gotta like that. Woohoo. All right. Let's remove that for a moment. We'll bring me back up. Trevor's in the house with a howdy doody. It's time. Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time I think I've seen the chat without a whole bunch of hit the bell, come on. Paul's in the house. And Jordan says, funny, I wore a bright red shirt today. Ooh, you're in sync with the market. You got to love that. You got to love that. Enid is in the house and saying, hello, everyone. Let's see. Oh, Paul says, funny chat. And your little video is covering the things you are showing. Well, you see, let me just take so we got this, but what I could do, and maybe you guys will like this better. I'm sort of croning over here to see. Well, I can do it without me. There's no me. All right, that's the one with me. Where's the other one? Oh, this one here. I can do it like this, where it sort of makes, I guess what I've been trying to do is make things a little bit bigger. So you guys can see it a little bit better, but I don't know if you can. So this is 2. In chat, put what you guys would rather me do. 1, which is where it's bigger and my head's kind of covering stuff, or 2, like this. So 1 or 2 in chat, whichever one I see the most of, that's what we'll do going forward. So 1 or 2, let me know. All right, I'm gonna. Well, that's weird. See, that one doesn't put me back into full size. I guess I manually have to do it that way. Holy banana bread. That's unfortunate because it's like, I don't want to do all of that extra have to click around. All right, we got Tim Carroll. Tim Carroll has just joined the channel membership. We have a new channel member. Tim, I'll let you know right up front. You guys get to choose the final video of every single month. So we currently are taking suggestions on what we're going to put up a vote. Once I have 5 suggestions, I throw up a poll. and then you guys will vote and decide which one. And I know we're either at 3 or 4 right now. I think we're at 4. So if you have a suggestion, get it in there. Now, if you come in and you're like, you throw in the 6th suggestion, if it's better than one of the others, I'll usually take the 5 best. But once I see 5, I'm usually ready to throw up the poll. So, if you get in before I throw up the poll, best 5 will get put up. You guys will vote on it. And that will be, everybody gets to see that video, but it will be the one. So that's kind of cool. This. I just love having new members. So much so that, yeah, you know what? Let Tim bought a membership. I'm going to buy a membership. Let me do it right now. Bang, boom. Let's see who wins. I don't know. It's like spinning a big wheel. All right, here we go. Here we go. I see Verena. Verena has won. Congratulations, Verena. You have won a membership. There we go. Sorry, Dwarley. And Dwarley's like, me, pick me. I really wish I had the opportunity to choose who would win. Not so much that it's like a win. Like, I love the random part. That's fantastic. But I also would like to have the option to be able to single out folks. Because sometimes I can't. Because sometimes I might have, like, I've seen people who have been so active in chat. They're always asking questions. They're commenting all the time on videos. And those are people who I would be like, I want them to win one of these times. But I have no control. That's where I think YouTube needs to take a sort of a lesson from Twitch. If any of you guys who are familiar with Twitch, they've got the membership type thing there as well. And you can gift it and you can choose. Like, you could sit here, like, let's say Bonnie is saying, I want, or Verena, or let's say Verena saying, I want Bonnie to win. She could try. She could say, she could choose Bonnie and Bonnie would win. Whereas me, if I want Bonnie to get a membership, all I can do right now, and I'll do it. I'll do one more. Why not? Let's have fun. I just launched one. Bang, boom, like this. And does it hit Bonnie? I don't know. Well, I will. I'll know in a second. But it could hit anybody. And it hit Gid. Gid underscore. Congratulations. Now, Gid's around all the time, so I'm happy that Gid won. But yeah, it's one of those things. I have no control. Sorry, Dwarley. I know that you were hoping for one. Now, normally we do the membership thing the first Sunday of every month. We give away memberships, usually about 10, roughly. I think it's about 10. So yeah, that comes up every single first Sunday of every month. So that's one you don't want to miss. But every so often, I do throw one up as well. Now, any of you guys, if you underneath these, all these green boxes, if you see another box with a gray link in it, that means you don't have gifting turned on, meaning you can't win. So you got to click on that and say, yeah, I would love to be able to get free gifts. And then bang, you can win. Just like everybody else. So always make sure that's turned on. Unless, of course, you're one of these people who are like, no, I never want to win anything. I don't know many people like that, but there might be one. I don't know. So we'll just sort of go with that. All right. And we have Vaughn popping in the house with a good afternoon. So good afternoon, Vaughn. Oh, it's good to see you. All right. So we did have some stuff that came out today. Canada's retail data. So the sales data from retail, they came out today, and it really wasn't impressive. Pretty much as flat as it was last month, meaning that our retail is struggling. And well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, while we're sitting here waiting for rate cuts, while people are sort of, there's still whispers of recession. And, if you go on YouTube, holy banana bread. It's like some YouTubers, not pointing my fingers at any of them. Most of them are US though. They're convinced. They're going off like it's the end of the world. I'm not there. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I don't think it's going to be I don't think we're going to like all of a sudden wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be rosy, but we're not at a point now, especially in the US. I mean, the US is not about to go into a recession. Just because the rate cuts may not happen as soon as they think. And you got to remember, even though the Fed in the US has not come out and said absolutely no rate cuts this year. They have not said that. But if you listen to a lot of the American YouTubers, by God, you'd think that they had. It sounds like it's like Penny Little with the sky coming down. It's not going to happen. And here, we still have a chance for June. Um, we still have one more CPI that comes out. As long as that CPI is within what we're expecting or better, um, I'm still calling June. Um, you know, eh, maybe if things change, I'll change. But for now, yeah, we're still looking at June. So that's kind of cool. Um, Today we hit 3,500 on the channel subs. So we're 500 away from that 4,000 sub reward. And holy banana bread, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be an open to close stream. So I'm going to have to, I am going to be preparing pieces. Like I will make videos that I will like premiere on the show. So like maybe I'll have like an 8-minute video. And it'll be a real video. I'll make like a real video that I'll embed in the show. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll premiere it on the show and then I'll release it, a little bit later on the actual channel as a video. But I'm going to have those. I'm going to have a couple of those. So for example, might start like this. I make a 10-minute video so that you guys can watch the video while I quickly go and scarf down a peanut butter sandwich for lunch, that type of thing. So we're going to just do a whole bunch of different things. I got to figure things out. So keep in mind, the second I hit 4,000, we're not going to do it right away. Like it's not going to be next day. I want to make sure I have everything in, everything that I need to really pull off a good show. So it's going to be one of these things where, like, you take a market close like today, I'll look at the news, I'll find out what's going on. I've got the charts, I got all of that stuff to bring with me. And then I got all of your guys' questions. But when I start doing it, for a long time, so for the full day, I need to be well prepared. Otherwise, I'm going to run out of things to say. It's not like we can sort of sit around here in the middle of the afternoon and it'll be like, well, here's my Starbucks. Let me have another drink of this. Yeah. So the cat today, she got her head into this. We have this curved tunnel. She got her head stuck in it. And then when she was trying to run to get out of it, the tunnel made her run in a circle. It was really funny. That actually did happen, by the way. But we're going to definitely we're going to definitely have a lot of fun that day. Jonathan says, yay for new members. Yeah, absolutely. Like I was impressed. Our last member live stream, I think about 50 members watched it. I'm like, not all at the same time. Well, I mean, as in some watched it live, but with the replay, and it's probably higher than that now. But I'm like, oh wow, that's great. Like when 99% of the membership watches a video type thing, I'm like happy. I'm happy as a clam. Yeah, absolutely. Tim says, what do you think of investing with Blossom? Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about it. With Blossom, first of all, I love Blossom. I am an ambassador over at Blossom. So, one of those things, I get a little check mark and I get to, I get to talk to Brandon Beavis all the time. That's pretty much the benefits of it. But excuse me, I do love the platform. I love being able to do that. Now, one of the things that did happen is when Blossom was putting things together and I'm giving you guys some behind the scenes stuff here. Initially, those investment opportunities were available to the ambassadors. We had the opportunity to get in at the bottom, put in as much. And some ambassadors are invested pretty heavily. So a Canadian in a t-shirt certainly has a good chunk. I won't say how much because I don't actually know how much it totally, but a bunch of us did. I didn't only because, I'm happy being an ambassador. And at the time, I wasn't ready to. But here's the funny thing. I would have liked to during this last little blurb. But here's the thing. So they put up a bunch of shares available and they were raising basically 500,000. So they were expecting, maybe take a week or something to get the 500,000. But no, When they put that out to the Blossom community, they had overwhelming people getting involved, investing, donating, all of that fun stuff. And they made the 500,000 in the first day. So they opened up another 500,000 for a second day, only because of overwhelming demand. That also that also sold through. So that's all fantastic. But what that means is that if you invest in something that is not publicly traded, that does not mean you're getting dividends. That does not mean that you have the ability to sell at any time. I'm sure there's going to be some kind of mechanism. So if you wanted to sell, um, so basically you're in for the long haul with this. So you kind of locked your cash in. You're like you're kind of like a silent investor. Now, when they do eventually IPO, and they will eventually, there's no doubt in my mind about it. It won't be this year. It may not be next year, but they will. And when it happens, then depending on, the amount of how much they're worth, the percentage of what you put in, that will work out to, shares at that point. That's kind of how it works. So, depending on how big they get. Now, if they get huge, like absolutely insanely huge, that could be a good thing. That could be definitely a good thing. So if they open it up again, and the problem is when they opened it up this time is I didn't have any cash readily handy. All my cash was tied up in stuff. And I'm like, it's like, well, I can liquidate some stuff and have cash ready in 3 to 4 days. But at that point, it was already gone this time around. So I'm sure if I went, to Brandon behind the scenes and said, hey, can I just get in anyway? They probably would let me, but that's kind of just where it was at this time. So, if you invested in Blossom, I think it's going to be a good. I think it will be good long term for you. I have a lot of faith in Blossom, so I do like the app, and it's a busy app for sure. And obviously, any of you who have not checked out Blossom, down below, I got my little link there. Click on that. Come on over. Follow me. All of that stuff. I look forward to talking to some of you over there. All right. Kevin Cass is in the house. Late, but here. Hey, gang. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Sammer's in the house. Oh, so Sammer says, Blossom is a good app, but as an investment is questionable. They need to be profitable first. Yeah, absolutely. Now, right now, when it comes to profit, one of the things they do have is Blossom Pro. There's a lot of people. Believe it or not, there's quite a bit of people signed up to Blossom Pro, and they also have sponsors. So, for example, when you go into the learning part, you'll see a lot of these things from BMO. So BMO is a heavy sponsor. So that is more finance coming in. But right now we're in an expansionary stage. It does take a lot of money to expand. And plus, there's a lot of, we'll give you an example, like they pay people. So for example, if you watch a BMO video, you get a couple of bucks, that type of thing. So, there is money that's going out. So, we're not in a situation where we're really tight for cash. So the cash that they're earning, that they're gaining in these things are basically for just future expansion. And, and it's one of these things. And one of the things I do like about Blossom is, they haven't stopped. They keep on expanding, which I think is fantastic, which is good. So yeah, I'm definitely hugely pro on Blossom, but keep in mind, I'm affiliated, so I am slightly biased, but yeah, you guys know me. Even if I wasn't allowed to say something bad about somebody, I probably would say it anyway because I have a hard time keeping my opinion to myself sometimes. Tim's given us the good old thumbs up. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Kim. Tim. I almost called you Kim. I don't know why. Yeah, so that's Blossom in a nutshell. So fun as Blossom may be. All right. Whew. It's time for another coffee. Definitely good. Now, this week, we do have a lot of tech. This is what's interesting. We've had a little bit of a tech slump lately in the US. And this week, we got a lot of tech. We got a lot of tech earnings coming out. So it's going to be really interesting. A lot, because here's why it's going to be interesting. The quarter that we're looking at, so the first quarter, tech was doing well in that first quarter. So a lot of these earnings are going to be pretty good. They're not really going to have the slump. That's going to show up in like Q2 earnings. So a lot of these earnings calls are going to be good, and that's going to be one of these situations where we're going to get a lot of different pumps for the market. The one, of course, that everybody is waiting for is Nvidia. They had a good quarter. They're probably going to explode again when they have their next earnings because they did good. What can we say? We can't fault them. So that's what's going to be interesting with earnings. Now on the Canada side, we're not, it's not tech that we're waiting for. We're really sort of waiting on the banks. So that's going to be interesting. And I will, of course, do every time the banks do their earnings, I will do my summary video on, of course, the bank's earnings calls. So those are coming out. I don't know exactly when they start. Does anybody in chat know when these bank earnings are going to hit? I know we're heading towards them pretty quickly, though. All right. Ricardo de Leon. Good afternoon. Your thoughts on UROY, BWXT? Thank you. I have not really looked at them, but let's take a look right now. Let's see what they
is not supported on this device.
Hello, Alexa, shut up. I didn't ask you anything. Holy banana bread. Sometimes, like in here, I've got Siri on my wrist and I got Alexa up there. So no, Alexa, I'm not talking to you. Just want to put that out there. So they all want to give me their opinion at times. That's what I can't wait. When AI gets a little bit incorporated into some of these devices, they should then be a little bit smarter to realize when they're not being talked to. But all right, Ricardo, we're going to look at both of these. Like I said, I do not even recognize the names. So let's bring up this. Oops, and we'll come over here. All right, and you guys, I saw the one more than anything else. So going to push me back down. There we go. So make it a little bigger. I'll just be conscientious that this bottom corner is kind of covered. Now, it might be, if you're watching this on a phone, is this like super covering things? That's maybe what's happening. I haven't seen what this looks like on a phone, so we'll have to figure that out. Okay, let's come over here. Let's take a look at your first one here. So UROY. All right. Oh, it's a uranium royalty. I like that part right off the bat. I am bullish on uranium. I know that uranium hasn't done as much as I had hoped so far, but I am bullish on uranium overall. Uranium is definitely going to, it's going to be big, and there's going to be demand. As we move further away from fossil fuels, nuclear is one of the best options out there, in my opinion. So I think you're going to see a huge demand for uranium. But let's take a look at this here. So right now, it doesn't really have a lot going on. So no dividend or anything like that. Here we can see this is that initial buildup, but this is what uranium has been doing lately. It's been sort of slumping, and that's fine. To me, that's good entry point. Good entry point for uranium for sure. Take a look at the key data. All right, I want to take a look here. Return on equity still pretty low. At least it's positive, and return on assets are positive as well. And let's see here. Debt to equity ratio, there's nothing there. So to me, it looks like this is not a bad company. Not a bad company. Very young company. It's not technically a penny stock, but it is penny stock adjacent. Now, let's take a look at this other company here. BWXT. And this here is BWX Technologies on the New York Stock Exchange. Here we go. Let's pull it up. See what we got here. All right, there we go. Let's get rid of that ad. The ad was sort of dimming things out. This one actually does have a dividend. So it's a 1.025% dividend. And they are BWX Technologies. Let's take a look, see what they do first. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Let's see. Specialty manufacturer and service provider of nuclear components. All right, you got me. You won. You got me at nuclear. I do love nuclear power. And And this is, I can see this being something that will be in high demand. Let's take a look at that key data. Let's come down here. Look at this. Look at this. This is fantastic. We got a return on equity up at 29.24%. Return on assets, 9. I like these numbers. Their debt to equity ratio, pretty darn small. Pretty darn small. So not bad. They don't have a lot of debt. Yeah, I like this company. I do like this company. It's a little more expensive. It is on the US side, but I think there's going to be a huge demand. I think there's going to be a huge demand for nuclear, and companies like that are definitely in that sweet spot. All right. Vineet says, Meta reported earnings. I believe they beat projections, but stock is down big. Really? Really? Let's take a look here. That's not what I wanted. I want over here. I don't think I have Meta in here anywhere, but we'll do it. Let's take a look at Meta platforms. Oh, look at that. I do have it in here. Okay. Very well. Let's see. Where do I have Meta? Here it is. All right. So let's take a look here. Yeah, it's not showing me any of the after hours on this one. Oh, yeah, here it is down here. It's because it's way down. Vineet, when you said they're down big time, holy banana bread. They fell to 430. They're sitting at 434 right now. They started at 493. Wow. That's a big drop. That is a big drop. Whoa. Oh. No, I wasn't expecting that from Meta. I mean, they have been pumping for a while, but wow. It is climbing, though. It is still climbing. So keep in mind, there's a lot that can still happen, especially in the call itself. So maybe it's hard to say, but it looks like if you hold Meta, you're going to have a weaker position in it tomorrow. Unfortunately, yikes. All right, JJ. Oops, did I seriously just do this without showing? All right, this is hilarious. So here's where Meta is in the after-hour trading. Here's where they were. So they've gone up here from like 493 down to 436 today. So wow. And this here, there's still a little bit of after hours trading to go on, and then there's the before market trading as well in the morning. But yeah, Meta's had a bad time. All right, there we go. Whoops, sorry guys, I really forgot to put that up. JJ says, first of all, hey, banana bread fam. And then, sorry for being late today. No worries. And then it's okay. That's to the picture on the phone. There we go. Me too. I have about 2,100 shares on Uroy. Nice. Not bad. And when that does start picking up, and it will, you have to have some patience, but you'll be very happy with that purchase. JJ says, markets are a bit wild today. Wow. There's my little cougar sound. Entire portfolio was up 5% at the start of the day, then dropped to 2%, and finally closed at around 2.5% up. There we go. Yeah. Good old market. Mary says, if you had some cash, would you invest in Canoe, VFV, or cash? There we go. Well, Canoe right now is high. So I would be a little bit, and plus I already have pretty much, I'm at my allocation, my limit on diversification limit on them. So definitely not Canoe. Now VFV, I don't really have a position in it. No, I do love Vanguard, but oh God. Then at the same time, I think right now, maybe I would sit in cash and sit back and see what happens. See if we can get another big red day to get some better opportunities. But yeah, definitely not Canoe, even though I love him. Not Canoe. I'm at my limit. See, George of League of Legends says, I just noticed that my book value changed on many of my ETFs. I did ask the National Bank Direct Brokerage, and they said it is normal. So it depends. One thing that does happen is any of those ETFs, especially some of the covered call ones, when they use return of capital, that changes that book value. So your your adjusted cost base will actually change. So it might, for example, become lower. Hence, when you actually take a capital gain on them, you end up paying more. But if it's in your TFSA, it's nothing to even worry about. But you will see movements, especially in the cases of return of capital. Sammer says, Candace, do you know Constellation Energy Corp? Any thoughts? Tickers CEG. Well, let's take a look. All right. There we go. This time, I know you guys are here. Okay, so CEG, let's pull these up. Constellation Energy Corporation. They got a bit of a dividend. And are they related? Let's see. Constellation Energy Corp offers energy solutions. So I haven't really heard of this one, but as soon as I heard Constellation, I'm thinking of Constellation Software, but like, well, no. All right, I do want to take a look here. Let's go to their key data. Return on equity, not bad, 14.78%. Return on assets, 3.54. Very little debt. That's not bad. So yeah, I mean, they look interesting. They definitely look interesting. Let me take a look here. I'm kind of curious. I just want to go out to the 3-year on these guys. Wow, look at this. This is a nice, pretty nice slope on these guys. So something happened early this year that really pumped them. Look at that. But yeah, that's definitely a company worth looking into. Yeah, absolutely. I think I like them. All right. Ricardo says, I have been in BWXT since last year at $80 average price. Oh, not bad. Vancouver Isle guy, Kevin, is in the house saying market's rigged. Uh-oh. Yeah, sometimes it feels that way. JJ says, but leaning towards EIT. There we go. Yeah, beat earnings and drop 11%. Jeez. Yeah, sometimes it's not even about the earnings. Well, look at Tesla. Tesla didn't beat their earnings. I mean, and they rose. So sometimes you just never know. Part of it is sometimes you'll have a big buy up towards an earnings call. And once they get there, if people just aren't fully happy, sometimes you can get a bit of a sell-off. So I don't know if that's what's happening there. We'll have to wait till the dust settles on this one with Meta. I'm assuming we're talking about Meta still. Top and bottom line beat. And Gid, you won a membership. I went crazy today. And I kept doing this crazy thing where I kept buying memberships. I don't know why. It's like I'm addicted to giving away memberships. You just never know when it's going to happen. It can happen anytime. It just does. So, oh, look at that. It happened again. Oh, no. Who won? Ricardo De Leon. Yeah, congratulations, my friend. You have won a free membership. There we go. You gotta love that. It just happens. The funny thing is, I came into this stream. I really didn't plan on, having a little bit of a membership blitz, but it happens. It does happen. Nothing I can do about that. We have to keep it going. Now I did have something else I wanted to say. So yeah, once again, ETF is going to be YTSL deep dive. We're doing that for Friday. Those of you who are channel members and those new people who are channel members, you're going to get to see it tomorrow afternoon because the channel members do get early access to all videos. And once I discover time travel, I'll give you early access to the lives as well. But right now, we don't have it. The technology is not in place. So we'll just have to go with what we have. And also, once again, and this goes as well for you, Ricardo, since you're a brand new member, I am currently taking suggestions for the final video of the month, which is the Members' Choice video. Everybody gets to watch it, but the members get to tell me what to do. So who knows what I'm going to be doing this time around. It could be anything. A funny thing, though, half the time, I think the members go a little bit too conservative. I'm like, this is your chance to just have whatever video you want. And they throw the normal stuff that I normally do at me. I'm like, no, throw something different, throw something crazy that you want me to do in a video. Well, as long as it's like, financially related, and and I'm not like, I'm not trying to buy stocks while rolling down a hill in a shopping cart. That's fine. Although that would be funny. Maybe not for me, but for everybody else watching, that would definitely be humorous. So we got that coming up, and let's just pull up the calendar because we're heading pretty darn close to the end of the month. Will bring me back to the stage. Whoops, let's get rid of that weird time thing. All right, let's head over to our Discord. And over on the Discord, we get a schedule. We also, on the Facebook group, in the Facebook group as well, we also have the same schedule. So it is all there. So the ETF deep dive, actually here, let's edit this. And we know it is YTSL. There we go. Just put it there. Yeah, so the Members Choice video is going to be on Monday. It's coming up really, really fast. And then we got the 0 to 100K coming up as well on May 3rd. So the next one of those is coming up. I am looking to change that up a little bit. So what I'm talking about is instead of, just hammering out, okay, here's showing you every single stock. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to look at showing you the ones where I've made changes, and then maybe have just a very quick summary of all of the other ones that there's no changes on like one little screen or something like that, because they're getting kind of long. And, I don't know if you guys want 16 minutes of looking at everything in there. Let's just look at the changes. We got a few things. I'm looking at changing a little bit of the format on that one as well, just to freshen it up a wee bit. But no worries, it's still going. Like I said, until we hit 100,000 in that TFSA, that challenge is going to keep coming back every single month. All right. Now, Verena wants to know, what are my thoughts on the BTC halving? All right. Well, let's go back to full screen. So those of you, of course, who haven't been living under a rock have probably heard that the Bitcoin halving has happened on the 20th. So it is done. So all of that means, first of all, is that the way Bitcoin is mined, it has a specific reward for each time you solve the problem. So it's basically this complex problem. You solve it, takes a lot of power on your computer to do it, and then you're rewarded an X number of Bitcoin. Every time we get a halving, every 4 years roughly, that number gets cut in half. So now it's down to 3.125 Bitcoin every time you solve the problem. So that means that we're going to have less Bitcoin created, because there is a limited number of Bitcoin. I believe the total is 21 million, and it's going to take us a long time to get there. Like, I think 2140 is when we'll actually get to that point, but it's going to keep on getting harder and harder and harder every 4 years. So what that tends to do is that tends to drive up the price of Bitcoin. Now, here's the thing. Let me show you. Let me just pull this back up again. Let's go back over to here, and let's go to Bitcoin. When you look at this, you're kind of like saying, is it going to drive the price up? It's going in the wrong direction. Actually, the halving was right about, where was it? There we go. This was coming into the halving, but the halving, we have actually had the price go up, and now we're having a bit of a correction. Now, traditionally, when we've had halvings, a lot of times we have a little bit of a depression before the halving, and then it's pretty much flat after the halving for a little bit. So normally, maybe a month, you'll start to see a little bit more positivity. And sometimes 4 to 5 months later, that's when you have the absolute explosion in price. And we've seen some really big price jumps after the halving. So, months after the halving. And that's probably what we're looking at here. We're looking at, if you want to look at it this way, your last chance to get in on, cheap Bitcoin, which is where we're at now, is you probably have about a month. And then after that, yikes. Now, Another thing that is happening as well, as you guys have probably heard that they have approved in Hong Kong Bitcoin spot ETFs. Well, are going those are going to come online. I think it's 2 weeks. I think it's roughly early May that those will actually begin trading. So that's going to be more of a drain on the supply of Bitcoin. And that's the thing. Right now, this is what's different about this having compared to everybody else is that because of all of the spot Bitcoin ETFs that came online, there's a huge demand on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is being gobbled up by the exchanges, by the ETFs, faster than it's being mined. So here's the thing. How long can that last? If the demand is higher than the output, eventually you're going to dry it up. And that's going to really be interesting. And that very well could push some of the prices up. Now, I really love here Hut. So right here, Kinev, let's see here. Kevin and Kat says, was surprised Hut did as good as it did yesterday after the halving. Yeah, that's an interesting thing because normally Bitcoin miners are going to not do as well after the halving. So that's kind of it's not a good thing, but it's just the way it works. So some miners, for example, may go out of business. They may just say, it's not worth it at this price. But a lot of them are going to hold in because they know the history. They know where Bitcoin is going to go. They're going to make their money because even though they're only going to be making half the amount of Bitcoin, that value, as that value goes up, as we start moving towards 100,000 of Bitcoin, holy banana bread, it's going to be very, very interesting. All right. Bismarck, he says, I sold my Hut 8 Monday morning. Big mistake, but that's my luck. It happens. There's nothing. Every investor, I think, knows that experience, that feeling of selling something and then it turns around and goes up. It's happened to me. I bet you it's happened to everyone in here. And holy banana bread, we've got a dividend from the Banana Bread Company. So $2 dividend we just received from the Banana Bread Company. Thank you, Banana Bread Company. You guys rock. There we go. So, the stream hasn't ended yet, by the way, guys. If we see 2 more supers before we close out, you guys will get that bonus stream. So you guys can decide if you guys want that extra one or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm good either way, but it is a lot of fun getting together with you guys. Gid says, people say, if it's not your key, it's not your Bitcoin or crypto. If you own Bitcoin ETFs and something bad happens, what do you think of that sentiment? Well, here's the thing. Yes, the hardcore Bitcoiners or crypto orders love that statement. If it's not your keys, it's not your crypto. And that's true. That is absolutely true. So when you're buying, for example, through ShakePay, technically the Bitcoin that they're holding for you, technically, you don't technically have it. But when you're looking at some of these bigger Canadian companies, like your ShakePay, your Wealthsimple, there's not really any danger that they're going to just up and die or just up and, disappear. Especially, well, I would even say, like, if there's a 1% chance that something bad could happen to ShakePay, there's probably only a 0.5% chance with Wealthsimple, but they're still both very, very stable. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're holding it through them, you're fine. If you're holding it through a reputable ETF provider, you're fine. It's the only way you're going to be able to gain that exposure in your, in your registered accounts. So for example, if you don't want to pay, so let's just say, for example, when Bitcoin explodes. So let's say, let's go very, very, we're going to go liberal. We're going to go as liberal as we can go. Let's say Bitcoin absolutely explodes after things settle down. So in the fall, and let's say it goes all the way up to 150,000. I don't think it's going that high, folks, but let's just say for argument's sake. So if you're holding ETFs, like a purpose ETF or, or maybe maybe one of the American ETFs, but if you're holding that in your TFSA, all of a sudden you may have, let's say you had $5,000 in Bitcoin sitting in your TFSA, and all of a sudden it's worth $10,000. Well, that's $5,000 of tax free. You're not paying any taxes on that. You can pull it out, you can spend it, or you can continue to invest it. So that's kind of one of those nice things. Now, if same scenario, you had 5,000 sitting in your crypto wallet or in a hardware wallet with your keys. Yeah, you've just doubled your money, but if you try to pull it out, you've created a taxable situation. So that point, yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're just going to have to pay the taxes. So there is that aspect. So I think as long as you're not getting if you find some company that you've never heard of before and they're offering a Bitcoin ETF, I'd be a little hesitant. But when you're looking at companies that are very reputable, you don't really have much to worry about. Verena says, wow, did not hear of those ETFs from Hong Kong. Oh, yes, absolutely. They're going to be big. And Sammer, exactly. They also did approve ETH as well, just like we did up here in Canada. And yeah, I love banana bread. Absolutely. BTC ETF is useful for those who hold it in a registered account. Yeah, exactly. And we get a super sticker. We get a super sticker from Kevin and Cass. I got to see which one it is. It is my 3D coffee one. Oh, I got to go full screen for this. Here, whoops. Here we go. Let's remove that. Here we go. Woo! Cheap 3D, cheap 3D. Woo! Haha. There we go. That is number 2. And number 3, right behind, we got more dividends from the Banana Bread Company. There we go, guys. That's 3 supers. You guys have now earned another close. And as I said, we're going to do it. We're going to do it tomorrow. Absolutely. This is great. Woohoo. Bismarck. And thank you to everybody who has contributed to that. And by the way, that the 2 and the 2 and the 4, that's $8 going into the 0 to 100K challenge. So not too shabby. Bismarck, he says, I'm taking my Hut 8 money and transferring it into TFSA BTCC. There we go. So yeah, you've got 2 options with BTCC. You got the regular BTCC. It's hedged to the Canadian dollar. Or there is also BTCC.B, and that one is hedged to the US dollar. But honestly, they're both going to be the same, other than I find that BTCC.B moves a little bit more closely because you don't have any of the currency conversion stuff to deal with as well. But I mean, long-term end goal, it's going to be sort of like splitting peanuts. Now, here's the nice thing is that BTCC is a little bit cheaper, a little bit. So we have that as well. Just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, we're at the 1 hour mark. If you got final questions, throw them in. We'll get to them. Before we vamoose into supper, I guess. I don't actually know what supper is going to look like tonight, but yeah, it could be anything. It could be anything. So we'll have to see. Whew. So once again, we have ETF. My head's just going crazy. YTSL, that is coming up for Friday, Thursday for channel members. That will be fun. We'll have some fun with that one. And as I said, I did find something out in it that's really interesting, and it may just change the way I do deep dives on ETFs. Could be interesting. So we have that coming up. Oh, this week I also have I have to do another short for Blossom, so I'll put that up as well. So you guys will get to see it here as well. Those ones with the green background, that's my Blossom color. So I'll be doing that. I'm also hoping to make a short for channel members, just because I can. So I don't know. I don't know why. I just want to do it. Something. I just don't know yet. So we'll figure that out. So I'm going to do a short for the channel members this week as well. It's going to be great. Mary says, thank you so much. You're welcome. JJ is saying, looking forward to that YTSL deep dive. Yeah, absolutely. And Kevin saying Google and Microsoft down after hours also. Yeah, but not as bad as Meta. There we go. Absolutely, Bismarcky. Holy cow, Meta just, it's like they're scuba diving or they're trying to find the core of the earth. They're not doing a moonshot, they're doing a core shot. Ooh, that I like that. A core shot. That would be we need to all start using that. I think, if a stock is going deep into the red, they're going to the core. I like that. Tons of skittish investors now. Yeah, especially in the US. I've been watching a lot of US YouTubers, and you swear that the world is ending the way they're going on. So I don't know. I would rather, you know what? Until something bad happens, I'm not going to speculate that it's going to happen. I need to see some evidence. You give me some evidence that everything is going to go into a collapse of some sort, then I will report it. Absolutely. But sometimes it's hard to say. Sometimes there are some like me, Kevin, when the whole thing was happening between Israel and Iran, all of his videos were entitled World War III. And it's like, come on, are you really that desperate to get people to click? Yeah, I'm not going to use scare tactics. It's like, unless I see missiles coming, I'm not going to ever put World War III on one of my videos. It's just never going to happen. Yeah, there they go. Kevin Cat says, also looking forward to the YTSL. Yeah, it's a good opportunity. If this holds up, if this holds up, it's a good opportunity to grab some Meta. Absolutely. And Kevin says that I will also add some Meta if it's still down. There we go. There we go. Awesome. All right, guys, this has been great. You guys are awesome as always. I love this community. You guys are the superstar investors. I'm just a little guru up here in a mountain on called finance. There we go. I like that. Should have bought Meta when it dipped to 88. Yeah, I can understand that. Telling Alexa to shut up. I tell Alexa, for the most part, I'm pretty polite, even when I'm trying to tell off Alexa. So, but yeah, sometimes she makes an appearance, and it's funny. I'll be very honest with you guys. I love it when that happens because it's funny. So, if Alexa hears something and decides to just spew out something, or Siri does, I'm okay with it because it is kind of funny. I just have to react to it. Otherwise, it kind of isn't funny. So I have to react. I'm okay with that. Totally. Vic says, I have Siri and Alexa. I get them to badmouth each other. Okay. That's hilarious. And Git says, doesn't Wealthsimple have a Bitcoin purchasing fee? I do believe they do. They have a small amount of a fee that they charge. It's all part of their spread as well. So yeah, it's kind of one of those things. So myself, if I was gonna look for an onboarder to and then move it to, for example, a hardware wallet, I probably would go with ShakePay. And that's kind of that neat thing. And ShakePay, ShakePay is fun. Those of you who remember ShakePay, it's the one that you can shake and get free Satoshis every day. But, some people don't want to do it. Now, somebody was telling me that it isn't counting as interest on taxes. I know at one point it looked like it was. So I have to look into that again to see whether all of a sudden we can all start shaking again. But it is still a really good onboarding. And if you're if you haven't hooked up with ShakePay, down below, there's actually an affiliate link there, and you get, I think it's only $10. I think you get $10 if you sign up, and I get $10. It's all fun. Vic says they both have a crush on Chad GPT. Chad GPT, not chat. There we go. Yes, they do. Buy the BTCC.B ETF so you don't have fees. There you go. Well, that's, like I said, that one there, you're sort of sidestepping the whole currency conversion thing. And Jill says, we sometimes mix up Google and Alexa as they control different things. Yeah. Like most of the lights in the house are controlled by Alexa. I think Alexa has most of the power right now. But, who knows? 2% on both buy and sell if you have 99.999 or less in your account. Okay, there we go. 1.5% if you have between 100,000 and, well, 499,000 and 99.9. And then over 500K, 1%. There we go. Yeah. I mean, these companies do have to make their money. But the nice thing about Bitcoin is because of the potential and how much it's going to move. If you've got an asset that moves so much, you're looking at that little 1% or even the 2%, and you're like going, yeah, that's not too bad. I don't care. I just, yeah, I've heard people who are like, I'm up 300%. I'm not worried about 2% that it costs me to get in there. But anyway, and you don't have to. I mean, if you're onboarding, so if you're ramping and you're saving your own Bitcoin, you technically don't have to buy it through either Shake Pay or or Wealthsimple. There are American exchanges you can use as well. I would be a lot more careful though if you plan to do it that way, because you don't have as much protection. There's always going to be a little bit more risk. So just something to keep in mind. All right, everybody, we made it to 1 minute and 11 seconds, or sorry, 1 minute and 1 hour. We made it to not 1 minute. That's funny. It's like, yeah, the fastest stream that I've ever done, 1 minute and 11 seconds. So no, 1 hour, 11 minutes, or well, now it's 1 hour, 12 minutes, but oh, that's hilarious. A GID says 1 to 2% plus opportunity cost on my HMM.A play worked out today. Yes, HMM.A had a nice day. There's no way around it. It was a very nice day. So, looking forward to, well, I have to actually start pulling in my final value soon for the 0 to 100K. So this is boding well for them. They're moving back up. We'll have to see if they can take that title back, the GOAT title back from Purpose. All right. So we'll be back here tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow we get another market close. Can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be great. All right. So for now, this time I'm really going to leave. All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.